Hi there. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome in. If you're following along with the training, I'm so excited that you're ready to learn about your online store and you're ready to move into more of our training. So let's dive into it. You have an online store that is included with Paparazzi Premier. This is a place where you can send your customers to shop anytime they want with your inventory available. So let's talk about that. So the first thing is understanding what is your online store. It is your online store. It is your inventory that you can sell anytime, right? And so this is in addition to your Paparazzi replicated website that you have available. So paparazziaccessories.com is your replicated website. Shop.paparazzipremier.com is your online store that you can share out. And I'm going to give you some information about how you share that out. So don't worry about that just yet. But let's dive into how you turn on your online store, because that's the very first step, is turning it on. So you're going to turn it on in your app. And you're going to find those settings here. We're going to switch to the app so I can show you that and I can show you how you turn that on. But it's important to know that if you do not turn on your online store and you share it out, it is in what's called a preview mode. And a preview mode is perfectly fine. It just means that your customers cannot check out with anything if they add things to their basket. That's disabled the checkout process. So you would have the ability to turn on and off your online store based on how you want to manage that, right? So one of the best things that I've been told that consultants like you want to turn off your online store is if you want to turn it off when you're going on vacation. So orders aren't coming in with the expectation that they're going to be shipped at any point in time while you're out. So that's a great reason to turn it off. Another tip is that if you've already watched the reply to buy session, that's great and you've heard this tip already. But if you're new, just know that your online store does not have to be turned on for you to use reply to buy. So reply to buy sends a link to your customers for them to shop and check out with that piece that they claim. That does not have to, your store doesn't have to be on for that specific use. It does have to be on for them to be able to browse and add additional items that come in from outside of the reply to buy. So just know that. So let's switch to the app and I'm going to show you how you turn on your store. So this is my Premier app and I'm going to go to the left side of my app and the top left corner, you see 3 lines. I call that the hamburger button or the main menu, and we're going to click on that. And I'm going to go all the way down to settings. And these are all settings that through various trainings you can follow and learn about what they all do. But your online store is this link down here, shop.paparazzipremier.com/ and mine is called Premier Bling Things. This is mine. So mine is turned on, and if you have yours right now, it might be looking like this, where the toggle is turned off. So you just simply click on it and that turns it on. You don't have to do anything else after that. And as I was mentioning, you do have that ability to click here to copy it, and you can copy and you can send that however you want. You could post that on your business page, your personal page. You can text it to a friend. You can open it up in Safari or Chrome or whatever your browser of choice might be. Now, if you are working off of an Android, know that it does also have its own native share icon to the left side over here, where you can use the native Android share feature. So I could share it through a text message easily that way, but it also does have the copy feature as well. So one of my favorite features about your online store is what we call the featured pieces. So in your online store, and we're going to show you that in just a minute, but in your online store, there is a section called featured that will be able to filter those out. And this allows you to be able to highlight pieces that are vintage pieces that you want to bring back and bring into their attention, new pieces that you want to bring into their attention. So let's go ahead and go back to the app, and I'm going to show you how you manage your featured pieces. So I'm going to go to that same hamburger menu, and I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go to inventory. And you can see here in inventory, there is a star icon. The star icon is what is your featured pieces. So when it's bold, like this very first one, I could be swayed. That means it is one of my featured pieces. Whereas the white star means that it is not a featured piece. So I can quickly see which items are featured pieces by going to my top right-hand side of the screen and clicking on what looks like an abacus, the 3 lines with dots, and I want to see all my pieces that are currently featured. So I'm going to click on featured, and then I'm going to click apply. So now I can quickly see that these are all the pieces that I have marked featured. So one of my favorite tips that I like to share about how to use the featured pieces is being able to feature those vintage pieces that you have in your inventory. Because your customers don't know that Paparazzi didn't bring those back and that they're not re-released. You have that opportunity to really sell that you got exclusive items that were brought back, and they were brought back for a limited time, and you snagged a few pieces. You can really drive sales through that featured piece feature in your store. I apologize for that. So I'm going to transition to your online store so you can see that. So I happen to have that here in my browser. So I already have it open for me. So I can click on featured, and there are my featured pieces. So if I wanted to share this out, right, I'm trying to drive sales for this, I click the share icon up here, and I'm going to click copy, and I can copy that into Facebook, and I can create a post that links to my featured pieces in my cart to tell them about how amazing these pieces are, for them to come back, and that they have the ability to buy those items. So while we are talking about your online store, let's talk real quickly about what you see when you're looking at this and how items are displayed or sorted, because that's very important. If you are showing pieces that are your featured items, those are going to show up at the top first. Then it's going to be followed by the newest pieces. And newest pieces is newest to your store. It isn't newest based on the release date of that piece. So that's very important to understand. If you scan an item now and you make it visible, that is going to be considered newest, and it's going to show up after your featured pieces. So some tips about how you use this in your online store. First and foremost, don't feature a ton of items. Don't go in and feature hundreds of items, because remember, they're going to have to scroll through all those pages. And you really want to use this to draw attention to a handful of items, select items, maybe more than a handful, but select items that you can really drive and push sales to. And if you have to constantly change out featured items because they're selling out, that's an amazing problem to have, right? So use featured items to showcase those vintage pieces as well. So those are my hot tips for that. So your online store does support a lot of searching. Your customers can search by SKU. You can search by all of these as well, just for you guys to know. But you can search by SKU, item number, product name, if they know the piece name, or anything in the description. Like I know one of the favorites out there is hematite and different terms like that. So we recently improved a lot of the searching in your online store. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what that looks like in your online store. So I'm going to switch over to the app. And you can see here that I'm in the online store. So we can search by any combination of things, right? So I can search here, gold. And that's going to bring up anything with gold in the name. So you can see everything there is gold. But I want to search for a very specific piece here that I know. We're going to use it in just a moment. So I'm going to search for good grays. So you can see here that this is using any combination of those words. So you can see that keeping up the good is returned, my good lucks. But the piece specifically that we're going to use here in a minute is in good glazes. So you can see that as well. So it does search for combinations of terms. But if I was looking for that very specific piece of in good glazes, I know that it is item number A1234. So I'm going to search by that, A1234. And now here is that very specific piece as well. So you can see any combination of those search fields will work for you. So I'm going to take a moment here. We're going to leave that item up, and I'm going to bring you back over to our slides so that we can continue talking about your online store and the different features that you have there. So one of the other features in your online store is that there's a banner at the top that shows when you offer free shipping. So in my store, I have my system set up to say that all customers will get free shipping on orders that are over $25. So there's a banner at the top that's going to show that, and it's also going to show your customers as they continue shopping what that looks like and how much more they need to add to get that free shipping. So let's go ahead and go back to the store here. And I am going to click on that In Good Glazes peach, and I want to add this item. So across the top, at the very top left, you can see free shipping on all orders of $25 or more. So now I'm going to add that item. And you can see down here in that little mini cart, it says just $20 left to get free shipping, right? So on this piece here, I'm going to increase the quantity. And you can see here that this is going to now say $15. So as you continue to add items to the cart, you can have it show up and tell them how much more, as they add more items to the cart, they can continue to show them how much more they have until they get free shipping. So what I want to do is I want to show you another feature that happens in the cart, but we're going to talk about it first. So I'm going to transition back over here to my slides, and we're going to talk about something. So this is commonly asked question that you're going to see in the cart. And it's very important to understand why this happens and when it happens. So you're going to see an out of stock message, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. And it's very important to understand how that happens and what do you do when that happens. So let's take a look at that in your online store. So what I have here is that I have the In Good Glazes. I only had 5 of those items left, and somebody has added all 5 to a cart, right? So this is the out of stock message that would appear for any other customer, which says, we're sorry, the item is now out of stock. That is showing up that message because those 5 that I have remaining are in somebody's cart. Now you guys can see that they're in my cart, but imagine for a minute, maybe it's in 5 separate carts because I needed to have them like this to show you. So you can see that's the message that they're going to see. The reason this is working like this is it's a concept called soft allocation. The 5 that I have are temporarily allocated to the different carts that the customers have added it to. This means that it's not theirs until they check out. Now, we know you guys are very familiar with this because how many times have you been shopping and adding new releases to your cart, and you go to find out that when you check out, they're snatched out of your cart? Very similar thing can happen here for you guys that you have the ability to manage this. So they're in those different carts for those different customers. And when a customer sees the out of stock message and they send it to you and say, oh, but I really want this piece, you have a unique feature of your own to be able to snatch that out of their cart by immediately sending them an invoice. So the way that that works is that you would be able to place an invoice order in your Premier app. And to know more about how to place an invoice in your Premier app, follow that training and we'll talk more in detail about how do you create that invoice. But know that an invoice snatches it out of those temporarily held carts as well. So you're not out of stock, it's just temporarily allocated to those carts. So use that to your advantage, right? You can sell that and say, you know what, I found one more and I can sell it to you, but I'm gonna have to send you an invoice right now because it's a little bit too much work for me to get it to add it to my online store, but I'll send you an invoice right now and I'll get that item out to you. So it creates that sense of urgency for them to pay for that while also giving you that ability to not wait on that sale in hopes of those carts completing their orders as well. So use that to your advantage. Now, switching gears a little bit here, we are going to talk about another feature is the local pickup feature. So in your online store, your customers, if you offer local pickup, they can meet you somewhere, you put out a bin outside your front door, whatever that might look like for you, is that you have that ability to offer that through your online store as well. So you're going to turn that on, and I'll show you that in just a moment of where you turn that on at. But most importantly, one of the things to understand about this is that is a common question that gets asked is, can you accept cash for those online pickups? And the short answer is no. It's treated very similarly into how most of your online retailers work when you place an order with them that they pick and prep for you. Think about your Walmart pickups, right? If you place a Walmart pickup, you have to pay for that before they will pick and pull those and for you to come pick them up, right? So you have to put that on a card. You can't just pay in cash, right? So similar kind of concept here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like in your app. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to go back to my app here. And I'm going to go back to the hamburger main menu button. And we are going to go down to settings. And underneath settings, so my tablet is positioned horizontally. If you flipped it vertically, you don't probably have to scroll, but I'm going to scroll down to the shipping. And you can see down here at the bottom where it says order pickup, my order pickup feature is turned on. But if you're turning it on for the first time, yours is going to look like this. So you can see mine collapsed and yours is going to look like that. So it's disabled. So I'm going to turn it back on just like you would do. And that's going to give you the information for where you want to offer the pickup at. So is this your address? Do you meet somewhere? And then you have pickup instructions. So for mine, it says that I will have pickups outside my home Friday morning, and they will be brought in by 8 p.m. if you don't pick up. So that would be available to them. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to switch back over to my online store so you can see what your customer sees when you offer online pickup or when you offer pickup in your online store. So we are going to go and check out with these pieces. I'm going to give these 5 necklaces to my family. We're going to click check out. And you can see here that ship order is the default that is selected. But if they choose pick up, those instructions are provided here for them. Now, when they complete this order and they get the email of their receipt, it is going to also put this pickup instruction in their receipt as well. So not only do they see it here, but they will see it in the receipt as well. And likely you're going to post something about it in your Facebook groups and your business pages that pickups are out and if you paid your invoices. So they'll get that information probably 3 times, maybe 4, depending if they're following in all your places. So that is a very great new feature as well if you offer online pickup. So let's go ahead and we're going to go back to the slides here. And one of the more common questions is about how do I drive sales to my online store? First and foremost, know that one of your biggest drivers in sales is always going to be your tried and true going live. You're selling through those groups and you're meeting your customers where they're at. But here are some tips and tricks that to encourage using your online store as well. So you want to share that link out. You can share it on your business page, share it on Facebook pages. You can share it in text messages, WhatsApp, all those communication channels. I believe you have Facebook Messenger as well, if that's a native app in your Android features. If it's not in Android, you have that ability still to copy that link and put it into Facebook Messenger as well through Apple. Use the register link. And I didn't talk too much about the register link on this training session here. To learn more about how to use the training or the register link, join the training that is for the invoicing session, because I really explain how you want to leverage that register link. Another tip and trick is to teach your customers how to add your store as a home screen app. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But before I do, the other top trick that I like to encourage for driving sales is to use reply to buy. Your store has to be on for this scenario, but if you have reply to buy turned on, they're being sent a link to your store. So they then can browse the rest of your inventory. And that's part of your selling message, right? So when you're live, you're able to say, I'm using reply to buy. You're going to get a link. Click the link to claim the items. And while you're there, just know that I have thousands of beautiful pieces, more than what I'm going to show you tonight in this live on my online store. And you're welcome to shop there as well and add it to the same order. That's a great opportunity for you to drive more sales and larger order sizes as well. So I am going to transition back over to my device here because I want to show you how you're going to teach your customers how to add your online store to their home screen. So I'm going to quickly clear this out so we have an easy cart to take a look at, just so everything is always, oh, I could have clicked remove, there we go. All right, so when you come to the online store, this is where they're coming, right? And you click it. So you're going to tell them, go to my online store, click this link, and then what you're going to show them is that in the top right-hand corner here is a box with an arrow in it. And if you click that icon, you're going to scroll down and you're going to find the one that says add to home screen. So then what you're going to do, they can change the home screen name. So I'm going to say AQs. Okay. And as soon as I do that, I can say add. Now you can see on my main my main home screen here, it's now an icon and they can have that and they can share it. Now, the best tip that I can share about doing this is you're going to want to create your own little GIF that you can pre-record, screen record yourself doing those steps to be able to share that in your VIP pages, in your business page, so that they have that and you can recall it anytime you want to reshare that as well. So one last thing that we're going to talk about for your online store that is a new feature is the Join My Team link. This is another great opportunity to drive sales to it, but also you have this as an opportunity to share it as well. So throughout your online store, the link that goes to your sign-up page for new consultants to join your team is the Join My Team link. So let's take a look at where that shows up at in your online store. So I'm back here on my app and I'm going to go to my online store. And the first part that you see here is in the top menu where you see Premier Bling Things, Register, My Story, Join My Team. That Join My Team link takes you directly to the page to join my team. So it's a very quick and easy way to do that. So you can share that out as well. Now, the second place that it is located at is here in the footer. So if they happen to be looking down here, underneath information is the link as well to join my team. Now, my personal favorite place to recommend is to use the My Story page, because you can share out this link right here when you're talking about the opportunity and you're doing those posts about joining your team. You can share this page out and they can be brought to your story about why you decided to join Paparazzi with that link embedded right there, so that they have that as a quick and easy access as well. So I hope you like those features. So the last thing I want to say is just thank you so much for joining in on today's training about your online store. We definitely covered a lot, but more importantly, we talked about some other trainings that you should check out if you haven't already. Reply to buy, inventory best practices, and invoicing. So make sure you check those out if you haven't already. Thank you.